Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Lakineni. In this video, I am going to explain you about how to rename columns in the pandas data frame. So here I am preparing some important videos for the interview point of view in machine learning, deep learning, data science. So whatever the questions they may ask in the interviews, for such type of questions, here I am preparing the videos. So here I am explaining different ways. Here the question is how to rename a column. There are so many ways to rename the column. Here I'll explain all the ways of renaming the columns. So please watch the video clearly and please practice. Hope this video will be useful for you. Here I am going to explain you about how to rename columns in the pandas data frame. So there are many situations where you need to rename your column. First of all, suppose if you have a data set in the Excel file or some .csv file, now you are loading the data file into the pandas data frame. So after reloading the data into your data frame, sometimes you need to change the column names. Sometimes you are not interested into the old columns. You want to change the old columns names with the new column names. Then how to change the column names? What are the different ways are available to rename the given columns in the data frame? So here I am going to explain you about these. There are different ways. I am explaining each way. So as you all know that a pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data frame in which you have rows and columns. So here pandas data frame is a regular rectangular grid that is used to store data. It is easy to visualize and work with data when stored in data frame. We have the data in different formats, but finally we are importing the data into our data frame and we are working and we are analyzing the data. So here data frame is a two-dimensional frame. Here you have rows and columns. Each row is measure of some instance, while column is a vector that contains data of some specific attribute or variable. Every column is an attribute. Every column will consist of some values. It is a vector. It is a one-dimensional vector. Every column is a one-dimensional vector, or you can call it as every column is a one-dimensional numpy array. So each data frame column has homogeneous data throughout any specific column, but data frame rows can contain heterogeneous data or homogeneous data throughout any specific row. Here the column consisting of the homogeneous data, but it is not that rows will contain the homogeneous data. Rows may consisting of several columns. So different columns have different data types. So a row consisting of either homogeneous or heterogeneous, but always the column consisting of homogeneous data only. So unlike two-dimensional array, pandas data frame axes are labeled. Data frame axes are labeled. Now we will see what are the different ways of renaming the column names. So we can do renaming of a column by using a function called as rename. So rename is a function or method available in pandas data frame. With the help of rename, I can able to change the column names. So with this dictionary, I am creating a pandas data frame. So how I will create pd.dataframe? In this, I am passing the dictionary into the data frame. So here ranking underscore pd is your data frame name. Here I am printing the data frame. So after printing, you can see the column names as test, ODI and T20. If you execute this code, you can see here I have kept the code in comments. So now just I am printing the ranking only, ranking PD. Suppose if you see here we have printed, we have displayed the data frame which we have created, test, ODI and T20. So these are the data frame column names. Now I want to change this test into, I want the name, rechange the name of the test to capital test. I want to rechange this ODI to capital ODI. Okay, so like this, I want to change the column names. So if you want to change the column names, you can use the method called as rename. So here, how I have used the rename, just you can see. Here, columns is equal to test colon. Here, rename is a method in which I am changing the column names by using columns attribute. Columns is equal to what are the column names which you want to change. You just mention those column names and the new column names in the form of a key value pair. So here this is the dictionary. This is my old column name. This is my old column name at present column name. Now I want to change this present column name with a new column name with test. So like that, what are the columns which you want to change? You just give the old column name and its a new column name in the form of a key value pair in the form of a dictionary. Similarly, I want to change the column name ODI into a new column name capital ODI. So here this is my old column name and this is my new column name. Here I wrote in place is equal to true. That means I want to make these modifications in the original data frame ranking underscore PD. So in this original data frame, I want to make the modifications. So here rename is a method in which I am passing the old column name and the new column name which I want to give in the form of key value pair. So here columns is equal to, so here old column name and new column name. Here old column name and new column name. So like that, whatever the column names which you want to change, you just choose those column names and give the new column names in the form of a key value pair. If you want to make modifications in the original data frame, you just write in place is equal to true. Then means the same modifications will be reflected in the original data frame. Suppose if we execute this code, now you can see. So here you can see. So this is the old column name. Here after modifying, the column names are the new column name. Here ODI is the old column name. So here this is the new column name. So here I have not made any modification to this T20. So the same old column name existed here. Suppose if you want to see in the form of a, if you want to print, just you write print our data frame is rankings underscore PD. Our column name is ranking underscore PD. So now you can see clearly the new column names. Here test is a new column name and ODI is a new column name and T20 is a old column name. So this is one way of changing the column names in the given pandas data frame. Another method of changing the column name in the data frame is, suppose here in our example, I am continuing with the same example for your better understanding. So here this is my dictionary in which I have taken 3 keys and their values. With this dictionary, I am going to create a pandas data frame. So how I am creating the pandas data frame? Simply I am passing df is equal to pd.dataframe. You are passing this dictionary. Now immediately you are creating a data frame. Now if you want to see the data frame which you have created, you just simply print df. Or if you want to see the only columns in the given data frame, so pd.df.column names. So if you print df.column names, it prints the column names given in the data frame. Now I want to change the column names. Here you can change the column names as, so here df.columns is equal to, so how many columns are there? There are 3 columns are there. I want to change all the column names. So here I am giving the new values. So the corresponding old values will be replaced with the new values. Actually df.columns means the old values, test, ODI, T20. So this is my old column names. So now is equal to I want to replace the old column names with the new column names. So here whatever the number of columns are there, the same number of new column names you have to assign. So here there are 3 new old column names are there. So here I have to mention the 3 new column names. One is test, second one is ODI, and third one is T20. So here the the number of columns are 3. Here I have given the 3 new column names. Now if you run print df.columns, you will get the new columns. So immediately these column names will be reflected into the original data frame. Suppose if you print df.columns, you will get the new column names in place of old column names. That means we are supplying the new column names in the form of a list to the df.columns. Suppose if you run this code, now you can see this is your old column names, df.column. Here how you are getting this? df.columns. df.column. It gives your old column names. Here after replacing the new column names, here test, ODI, T20. This is your new column names. So here I am seeing whether it is reflected in the original data frame or not. So simply print df, it gives your data frame with the new column names. So this is another way of changing the column names by supplying the column names in the form of a list to the df.columns. Here the key logic is this one is the key logic. Make sure while you are changing the column names, you have to give the same number of column names. Here in this df.column names, here there are 3 columns. Here also you have to specify 3 column names. Then only this trick will work. Here I am explaining another way of changing the column name by using set axis method. There is a method called set axis, set underscore axis. It is a method. With this method, you can change the column names. Here, as I already explained, this is your data frame, and I am creating the data frame. That is a dictionary. With the help of the dictionary, I am creating the data frame. So here, the simple logic is, so here you have created the data frame. Now if you want to see the columns in your present data frame, df.columns. df.columns will give you the present column names of the data frame. Now df.set underscore axis. This is a method. Set underscore axis. For this method, I am supplying the new column names in the form of a list. So here I want to change the old 3 column names with the new column names A, B, and C. So I want to change along the columns. Here x is a parameter, x is equal to columns. If you mention x is equal to columns, that means you are trying to change the column names. And I want to make this modification permanently to my data frame. So that's why in plus is equal to true. This means that the same modifications will be reflected to the original data frame df. So set underscore axis, this is a method. Through that method, I am supplying the column names which I want to change, and along the column axis, that means x is equal to column, and I want to make this modification permanent. Suppose if we execute this code, now you can see, so here I want to see the column names. So here, and also I want to see the top 3 rows. This is giving the column names after changing. So now you can see this is the old column names and these are the new column names. I want to see the top 3 rows of the data frame. Now you can see happily the column names are changed. So set underscore axis is a method through which you can change the column names. So you can mention here, there is small thing is there. Either you can mention x is equal to columns, or you can give x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 also will give you the same meaning that you are modifying along the columns. Suppose if I do the same thing, here I will write x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1. Now you replace just. So in that way also you can make the modifications. Either you can mention x is equal to 1 or you can mention x is equal to columns. Both are acceptable. Similarly, if you want to add any modification to your existing column, that means suppose if you want to add a suffix and if you want to add some prefix. Suppose I want to add, so here this is your original data frame, the same data frame I have taken. Now I want to rename the column names, but renaming means I want to add some suffix and prefix to the existing. Here I want to change the column name. Suppose my column name is test. I want to give some prefix as ICC. I want to give some suffix as underscore ICC. Now I want to add suffix and prefix to all my columns. So I want to add the prefix as ICC underscore. I want to add the suffix as ICC underscore. So that means your column will look like. If you want to add any suffix and prefix to the existing column, you have two methods to use suffix and prefix. That is, this is your data frame. Here add underscore prefix. Add underscore prefix. You just mention the prefix which you want to add to all the columns, then that prefix will be added. So and add underscore suffix. So you just mention the suffix which you want to add to all the columns in the given data frame. So here ICC underscore is my prefix, underscore ICC is my suffix. So I will add using add underscore prefix, add underscore suffix method, so that these changes will be reflected into the original data frame. Suppose if we execute this code, now you can see. So what is your original columns? Test, ODI and T20. Now what do you want to add? I want to add, for this original column name, I have added the prefix as ICC underscore. For this original column, I have added the suffix as underscore ICC. So similarly, the same changes are reflected to the all columns. So this is the way of another way of renaming the column names with using the add dot prefix method and add dot suffix method. And the last method of replacing the column is by using string replace method. On the column names. Here you can see df dot columns. Df dot column means you are getting the column names. So df dot column dot string replace. I am using the string replace method. Now I am taking the column test and I am replacing the test column with the new column name test underscore column underscore test. In the similar fashion, again df dot columns dot string replace method. Here I am changing the old column name with the new column name call underscore ODI. Similarly, df dot columns dot string underscore replace. Here I am replacing the old column name with a string column underscore T20. So these are the old column names and these are the new column names. Here what I have used? I have used the string replace method. I have applied this string replace method on the data frame columns. Then those reflections will be made permanently to your original data frame. So this is the way of changing the or renaming the column names by using string replace method. Suppose if we execute this code, now you can see you are replacing with test with call underscore test. Already we have underscore ICC test ranking. Here replaced the test with call underscore test. So here the test is replaced with call underscore test. Here ODI is replaced with call underscore ODI. T20 is replaced with call underscore T20. So this is a way of changing your data frame column names or renaming the column names in a given data frame. So here I have explained so many ways of renaming your column name in the pandas data frame. So if you like really my video and if you feel that this content will be useful for your data science interview point of view, please subscribe to my channel, please like it, share it, comment it, so that we can make more videos in future for your point of view, for your interview point of view in machine learning, data science and deep learning. Thank you for watching my video.